Hey guys, this is Shane from SWR Motorsports out here in Southern California. Just wanted to give you guys a review of some of the Blue Streak or Hayden Automotive coolers I have on the car. So I have a pretty different diff setup for the car. I'm using a 528 cooler, which is this one, to cool the differential fluid down in the car. I have a Cusco LSD that needs to be kept under control, so I have one of these coolers keeping the fluid cool. So I'm actually going to swap to the 527 cooler. It's a little bit smaller as that one's hitting my diffuser, but this actually has a better fan. It's just not waterproof, and a slightly smaller cooler. Alright, so this is the Hayden cooler I was talking about. This is what I'm using to cool down the diff. So the fan's just hooked up to a thermo switch, which is in the line going into the cooler, and at 180 degrees that grounds out, which turns on the fan. The other power side of the fan is just going to a fuse, and it also will turn on the pump. So the problem with these tilt-in pumps, you can see the model number up there, is they use plastic gears, and cold gear oil can actually break the gears. So this is the ideal setup you want to have on it. So at 180 degrees it turns the pump on, turns the fan on, and starts circulating the fluid through the cooler. Now usually there's a diffuser under here, so this isn't exposed to anything. I put some chicken wire up here to stop the rocks from getting into the cooler and all that. But first I hadn't done that, and my cooler got banged up a little bit. So this is a good cooler setup for a differential like this. It could be used on basically any car. You just have to get the right fittings for your diff. And luckily the C-Trab M22 fittings, I believe, just fit into the cover like this. And then you just plumb it however you need to. You can mount the cooler wherever. It's rubber mounted. It does vibrate a bit, but you don't really hear it unless the car is off. Usually I just leave the power on, so with this cooler it only stayed on for a few minutes after a race. I had a smaller cooler before, and it could stay on up to 10 minutes or so, just depending on how hot it was. So far the Hayden cooler has been the best one I've installed. This one I did have to modify. It's a little bit too big for the room I have under here. So I'm actually using the Hayden, this is the 528, I think I'm going down to the 527, which is a little bit smaller cooler, and it'll be a better fan setup, but it's just not waterproof, which isn't too much of a concern out here in Southern California. Hopefully it'll fit the diffuser better, and I won't have to modify that at all. So next up we'll be installing the radium surge tank under here. It'll go in this area. On the other side though, over here, I'll have to plumb it through the car, so I'll do a video showing how that was done as well. So subscribe and stay tuned for that.